Hi, people. How are you? Did you do my
Hi,
assignment?
how are
Did you
you,
try
girls?
meditation?
Bring it on.
Did you try it?
Oh, of course. I've tried it
Okay.
and I've loved every minute of it.
And did you try meditation?
Yes, I did, but I don't know if it was meditation. It ended up in something else. I
You end up romanticizing.
Okay. And what was this experience that ended up in something else? What were you doing?
Yeah.
no, I was sitting and straight and I tried to, picture myself, declutter my mind and be zen and be, connected. I don't know to what, to the universe and declutter and not exactly empty my mind, but the thoughts kept flooding in, all the different thoughts. So, but I persisted. And then sometimes I would be interrupted by child, and then I'll still again try. Then this time I tried mindfulness meditation. I'd read something like that. Then I focused, I think, on my curtains and looked at them, and then just looked at them and kept thinking things, and then other things going. I pushed them back. I'm like, okay, Anna, focus on your breath. I focused on my breath, breathe in, breathe out. Yeah, things like that. So I don't know, was I meditating?
Talking to yourself.
That's it.
I don't know. I think we're going to have a definition of what meditation really is. But I mean, you were doing something clearly that was out of the ordinary that you usually do. Florence, what was your experience?
Well, let me tell you something. What I loved most was the breathing. Like, honestly, I just love that moment when you just let go. You just breathe in, breathe out. There's this feeling you get. And this guy said it takes practice, because you are what you practice, like you've already, you are what you do, like you've already put on that Facebook post. So I feel like it made me relaxed, more calm, and I've been listening to, there's an app called Calm, I've been listening to their daily, details saying, how to meditate, how to find the equanimity muscle. Do you know what the equanimity muscle is? The power of the equanimity muscle. Oh my God.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I am beginning to feel zen. I'm beginning to feel like I should be breathing and following your arm movements with the things that you're doing.
It's relieving, and the first time I noticed that was when I went for one professional yoga lesson. We started with meditation. That's how I ended up buying a yoga mat. And that's how I ended up believing in these breathing things. I'm like, wow, I always admired people on TV doing yoga. Orange is the new black. I always liked that lady, always doing her yoga and minding her business. Like everyone else is fighting, but she's like, the rest of you disappear. So somehow you make the world disappear for just that 1 minute or 10 that you dedicate. So I've been doing about like 10 minutes. Sometimes I stretch it to 20. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I know Anne is there listening, even though we can't see her, but can any of you define what meditation is? Does any of you have the dictionary or Wikipedia or whatever description? But then also, what is your definition of meditation?
But have you told us how you meditated?
Yeah, I'll talk about it, but mine is it's like a normal thing for me, not the kind that you do that makes us all feel like we should be humming away and chanting and things. But it's sort of like a lifestyle for me, my idea of meditation. But I want us to first understand what it is for somebody who's watching, so that we're not just talking about random stuff that people are not connected to.
Is Anne there? Is she back?
I can see her. She's there, but she's probably listening and unable to talk. Maya came into the room, so I think she's. And are you breastfeeding? Is Maya still breastfeeding?
Yeah, she's just refused to go.
All right, maybe you can just take off your sound, and then I'll get a definition from the New York Post article that we all read, and I'll read it out word for word. Meditation is a simple practice to all, which can reduce stress. It increases calmness and clarity, and it promotes happiness. So learning how to meditate, like I said, it takes practice, and the benefits can come quickly. Trust me, a simple exercise of breathing in, stretching your spine. And hello, you need to have your spine stretched, especially for people like me who sometimes sit when we are slouched, and just like this, somehow you get out of your body, you get out of your mind, and you see things around you. It's amazing, honestly. I found it, amazing. And what does it help you do? It helps you to understand your pain. It can help you lower your stress. You connect better with everything around you, with people in your life, with your friends. You can improve focus. You can reduce the brain chatter. For me, that's important. And when I was listening to the Calm Up, it's CALM, they tell you that it's also a gift. In as much as it's a gift for others, to do with others, it's also a gift for yourself.
For yourself.
Everyone around you also benefits, but it's a gift for yourself. I really loved that. Let me give you an example. Did I talk about the equanimity muscle? Was that something that I was?
Yeah, I want to hear more about that.
Equanimity meditation is, being and finding peace in the moment. Shut out everything else. If I go outside right now on the road, for example, these loud motorcycles which make a lot of noise, either you're going to be pissed, curse the hell out of this guy or these guys who are really riding these cycles, or you're going to some curse words actually, or you're just going to jump out of your skin practically. Now those are two options. Now with the equanimity muscle, it offers you the third option. The option of not even noticing.
Wow.
Just stay calm and letting it all go by and sail by and pass by, and then you continue with your crossing.
It's reminding me of a verse in the Bible that we used to say. Josephine, you will tell me which verse it is, but it goes like, we are in the world, but we are not of the world.
The world.
Yeah, we are not of the world. So when you're walking around and there's all this noise and borders, but you're not
in your own space, yeah?
Yes, is that...
One second.
Funny, Anne,
Excuse me, I'm being distracted by the window opening, so I should shut it off, but it's bringing in some noise. I won't meditate on it. I'll just shut the bloody window.
Florence, we can't hear anything. Maybe it's distracting you. But have you noticed what Florence looks like today? She looks like these, I don't know if it's gypsy women who are, just with the whole necklace and the thing and the hair down. Florence, you look like meditation is a state of, like, it's your everyday, So I think the results you've had in the last couple of hours have been tremendous. So we can clearly see that it works.
Yeah.
If I was to define meditation in my layman's definition of it, I would say it is shutting out everything to let your mind breathe, to get refreshed and just restart your entire body, because that's how I feel when I do take the time to actually do that. So, and what is it? What is your understanding of meditation?
My understanding is what I read, what I've been reading is not exactly shutting out everything from your mind, because that's a bit impossible to do for some of us anyway. So it's I understand it's trying to be intentional on what is happening there in the present, being mindful of the present. For example, there's actually something called meditation, eating meditation, something like that. Yes. So yes, so these days we have this whole idea, I'll eat on my desk. Have you been at offices? You bring your food, or someone brings your food to your desk, then you eat as you're checking social media, as you're editing something, as you're reading an article. That you miss out on a lot of benefits. But so if you're to do meditation or eating, you put aside all the distractions and find a spot. Most likely it's better to do it when you're eating alone. You could be on your desk, but you don't check your phone, don't check anything. Then pay attention to the action of eating. How you pick the food. No, first of all, how your food looks. How does your food look? You're like, oh wow, you observe that, the tomatoes look good. Then and you also observe how that makes you feel. Like, oh, the tomatoes are good. Now we eat the tomatoes.
Oh my God, I do that sometimes.
The fork. You're mindful of the action of actually eating that tomato and mixing it with the what this does, you end up even not eating that much, because once you put it in the mouth, don't just swallow immediately before and picking the next, bite. No, first savor that taste as you chew your food gently, and then feel it move. Then pick another, spinach. I can't I cannot picture someone who is meditating eating a burger. Just some grass.
So how much time do you have to eat for you to meditate? You're going to eat the whole day? You're going to take time with every...
Not necessarily.
What?
Tell them, not necessarily. Eating slower is actually recommended than just...
Yes, eating slower, but and in the time you've taken to explain the tomato, I've eaten 5 spoons of food, swallowed them. In fact, now I'm stepping out to go jogging. Okay, I want to ask you guys, what kind of meditation do you practice? When did you start it, and why did you start it? I'll start with you, Florence.
Oh, which kind of meditation? You know, there are different kinds. So there's that.
I mean, you can show us. We can try one of your.
I've just come into using that mindfulness one, but before, like randomly, what I do, I can meditate. You know, movement meditation. And sometimes I really love washing dishes, just using my hands. Even if whichever house we go to, there's always a dishwashing machine. You won't catch me using it. Even if we have like a party host people, I'll just get all those, place that whole pile and start washing. Oh my God, the feeling. I don't know if you guys enjoy washing dishes. So in that moment, I just love getting that sponge, getting the washing liquid and just soaping everything together. I love doing my dishes. I don't like people who so well, Mr. Blondio, anytime he goes to my sink, I see him touching anything. I tell him,
I sink? You have a sink and he has a sink?
No, she owns the sink in the kitchen because she loves washing the dishes.
Actually, my mind just shuts out everything. And sometimes I'm just washing and just, you know, enjoying that moment, that emotion, and not even thinking about anything, you know. Oh, that's when I can think of something wonderful, something good, and think of, you know, a solution, or, you know, and I tell myself stuff. So it's a moment where I get to talk to myself, think of other people. And I've realized that now I can even start connecting it while I was listening to this come up. The guy tells you, you know, you can even think of in that moment of someone, wish them well, be happy, you know, be successful, be true to yourself, all things like that. And then he says, tell it to yourself as well. So yeah, I'm going to be doing more of that. And sometimes even if I take like a short walk, like I don't think about anything, you know. If I have music in my ears, that's it. Maybe that's why one day I'll just get knocked off the road. Like I get lost in thought. And it's a beautiful feeling not to think of many things. And like one person even was asked, what do you gain from meditation? The guy said, nothing, but I lose everything. And you know what you lose? The negative vibes, the negative energy, the bad feelings, the stress you're feeling, the anxiety, the boss who screamed at you, all of those ones just, they just vanish. Yeah. So yeah, I love that feeling. So that's my kind of meditation. But I'm learning and I'm loving this mindfulness.
I love your meditation, Flory. Right now I feel like meditating because what you talked about is very important. The need to reduce stress, the need to increase focus, to remove all that mind chatter. If you know me, you know, if I'm not talking to someone, trust me, I am talking. You're not seeing it, but I am talking in my head. I am. So that's why I normally talk. When I get someone, I let it out, all out to whoever is in my face. So, yeah, for me, yeah, dishes, yeah, I love doing them sometimes, not all the times. And I agree it can be some sort of therapy, but not always. If I get you live like 2 people in the house, yeah, it can be therapeutic. But if it's 7 people who take tea all the time and eat all the time, it might not work. If you're the one doing the dishes. So the meditation that I have tried to practice on and off, I don't remember when I learned of this concept, but all these things I think started with my discovery of Quora, because
oh my God, you love Quora.
Gosh, you're like the queen of Quora.
And I went Quora in 2014, so it's been a while. So I've tried meditation, but mostly deep breathing. I didn't go much into the understanding of what meditation is, but once in a while I practice deep breathing exercises. I can do that when I'm driving, especially in Kampala traffic. I do take a lot of deep breath. They actually work, or before an important appointment, or just randomly when I'm feeling anxious, when I'm feeling out of sorts, I'll start my deep breathing things.
Are you deep breathing, Anne?
Yes. Did you hear
Okay.
my breath? Yes. She thought it was Zoom which had cut me off.
Yeah, I thought your internet was having problems.
You see, sometimes I'm not zoned out or anything, but I'm actually meditating.
Don't you sleep on the wheel, though? Don't cause accidents meditating.
No. It actually improves your focus. If you're feeling sleepy and you do deep breathing, I don't think you're going to sleep. You're going to feel more alert, more awake sometimes. Maybe if there's a breathing for sleeping, for nighttime, that one
I need to check. I need to check the deep breathing I do then, because my deep breathing is to actually help me sleep. So I read somewhere. Yeah, I read somewhere that when I was struggling with insomnia, that there's a certain kind of breathing you could do that would help you sleep, and it's worked a bit. So I really hope, same as Florence, you don't sleep on the wheel. But when you guys were talking about washing dishes, guys, wow, I mean, unless I'm doing them because they've told me they'll help my nails grow, but otherwise it is one of those punishments. So no, but meditation for me, I think I started quite early without putting a word to it. I didn't know that was meditation. I like walking, like you, Florence, so I'm constantly walking, and I used to do a lot of that back then, mostly to clear my head, but also because you're walking, you're looking around at different things. So your mind, your problems become nothing compared to, the bigness of the world, the universe. If you're sitting in your little space at the office, you're just looking at your problems. You're looking at everything is just bombarding you from every side. So walking used to be my thing. It was my time to reflect, to think clearly, or to just relax and look around at my surroundings. But that was one way. The other way for me was to just go and sit in a quiet place and just sit and ignore things, especially if I'm in the office and I am about to break down. I walk out, I'll go find a place and just sit quietly and allow myself, before I start, getting angry or making calls or anything. It just allows me to ignore things and soak in the environment, reflect on God and what my faith stands for. Well, other times I'll just sit down and write my innermost thoughts, sort of have my quarrel with myself before I attack somebody. So by the time I attack them, I am more, I'm not coming from a place of women are emotional, they're just constantly, no. I am very calm and thinking like, but it's sort of been my personal therapy. I talk to myself, I argue my cases in my head, then I get into some kind of silence that allows me to reflect. So I'd never looked at it as meditation until a couple of years ago. I was sitting outside at my spot, outside the office. There's a place I like to sit, and some elderly random guy walks by, sees me, takes back, a few steps back, looks at me. Then after a while, he told me, he started speaking to me about peace, inner peace, and how to find it, and all of that, and the same things you guys were talking about. And he told me, when you get back home, buy a mat, buy yourself a present, sit down there on that mat, quiet space, get your space in your house that's just yours to actually sit and give yourself time, and give your thoughts time, give your brain time. And I figured, okay, so it's worked for me. That's when I actually now started calling it meditation, that I will intentionally find a place, sit and allow myself to think, or to just clear my head, or whatever the purpose is for that time. Could be spiritual, could be just everyday, stress or whatever. Yeah. So does it work for you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, it works. And that's why there's this saying, I think I put it out, like, it all comes from the mind, and you're giving yourself, there is enough room, there's enough space. So it all comes from the mind. It comes from within you. And once you accept, and like we said, what you repeatedly do is what you are. It's like what you eat is what you are. Even for this one, you practice and practice. It really works. For me, I feel like it works. Oh, by the way, caution, you talked of sleep. Please don't believe presidents who tell you that they are meditating when they're actually sleeping, because sleeping is not meditation. We just have to put it out there, please.
How can you tell that someone is actually not meditating and they are sleeping? Because some meditation practices, they ask you to close your eyes and then do a body scan and feel, I don't know you feel the tips of your hair, and then see them. How do they make you feel? How does that make you feel? Then acknowledge those feelings that you're feeling. Then come down to that nose, the eyes, then the fingernails, then the body, the heart. Oh my God, it must be having a lot of issues. So feeling, acknowledge, then go back, move.
Florence,
no, but once you sleep, game over.
Disregarding the sleep as a form of meditation, do you want to take us through what you're doing as regards to meditation? Take us through so we can get a feel of it. I told you it made me feel like I was breathing better and all of that.
Yeah, could you ask the app could you turn on the app, the Calm app, and then maybe runs through like 1 minute of something on your app?
You want to turn on the app?
Can you take us through? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now I would have to check if you want the app, or I can just do it from...
No, you do it. Do it for us.
Do if you know it.
Okay, I'll do just a quick one whereby I tell you guys to...
Do we have to do it with you?
Find a comfortable, a comfortable place. Even when you're seated, you can just sit and put your hands here. So we are going to try to exercise the caring muscle. Sit comfortably, cross-legged. Sometimes I prefer sitting in that yoga position. Sit up straight, stretch out that spine of yours. This is what I really like about it. Now, if you don't mind, please close your eyes. Good people, are you closing these eyes? Okay, so caring muscle. Imagine a person, just one person that you really like. No, sorry, before you imagine. First breathe in. And then breathe out. So start noticing your breath, as you take them in. So now imagine a person that you really, really like. Just one person. So start saying something like to that person, I want you to be happy. I want you to be strong. May you feel like you belong. Just repeat that. I want you to be happy. I want you to be strong. I want you to feel like you belong. After that one person you like, think of just another random person, someone who does your hair, someone who brushes your shoes or does your laundry or something like that, and repeat that same chant. But remember, take notice of your breathe in, breathe out. I want you to be happy. I want you to be strong, my hairstylist. I want you to feel like you belong. And after that, you can also use the same on a person that's really difficult to work with, someone you practically do not like. Those have to be considered during the day. So wish them the same. Trust me. Hello, difficult person that I don't like. I want you to be happy.
I don't have those.
Strong.
That's not for me.
And I want you to belong. It's not for you. Well, you can learn to practice it. Okay, lastly, the one for you. Now, for you, don't forget yourself. Like I said, you don't forget yourself. Because you're your toughest critic. So go for it, Flory and Jackie. So, Flory, I want myself to be strong. I want to be happy. I want to feel like I belong. Okay, after that chant, then, breathe in, pull up that stomach. Breathe out. Let it all go. I hope you guys were relaxed while doing that. Obviously, it helps when you have a bit of some music going on around or a good night voice. My voice is not that soothing, sorry, but you get the idea. Those little moments. And, it's teaching me even now to sit upright, and sometimes I'm just there randomly, and just breathing in, breathe out, because now I'm thinking of, it's exercise for my tummy, exercise for my spine. Exactly. If you're going for an interview, tip, breathe in, breathe out. Even if you're seated right there, they won't even notice that you're doing it. You're going to get a good start. That's it. Oh, the most important thing, by the way, you can bring to your meditation practice, a little bit of patience, some kindness for yourself, and a comfortable place to sit, especially if you're sitting or if you're walking. Well, you get it. You know, you can get the hang of it by practicing, like I've said. So learn to defocus. And defocus is something that I've always really used, especially, I think it was at university when we were learning communication skills, and the teacher would tell us, you can have, selective this, you can defocus, selective, something like that, and all that. So I was like, wow, okay. So I've been guided by that as well, without really putting a name to it, that, it's meditation. So yeah, it's more about
and I know
the temptation, to react to the thoughts that do pop into your head. Resist, resist, resist. You can do it.
When Karen says resist, and I remember at the beginning you said it's impossible for you to shut out, and I think it actually is possible to shut out anything that you want to shut out. And I guess that's the point of meditation, that it is intentional, like you yourself said, and when you're intentional about it, you can actually shut out everything else. Somebody was asking, how long do I need to meditate to see results? My thoughts on that is, meditation is not a quick fix. It has to be a lifestyle. So you get into it. Well, I did, to help me get through life. You're pushing and fighting battles all day, all year, and there are no quick fixes for all of that, the things that you experience in life. And I think the best way to deal with all of the things that life throws at you and what life actually is to meditate. We're individuals and we all do things in a way that works for all of us. That's one of the things that works for me. But in answer to that question, meditation is not a quick fix. It has to be a lifestyle. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, add to Josephine, you can see results actually immediately with your first meditation practice. Like Florence has said, she hasn't done it all her life, but as soon as you start to see the results. You start to feel calmer. You start to feel more present. And it's very important to enjoy being present. I mean, you can miss everything around you. You can miss seeing the flowers, seeing the beauty in your children, seeing the beauty around you, because you're not present, because you're too cluttered and thinking about it and everything. So you can begin to see results immediately, but for you to actually enjoy the full benefit of meditation, it has to be a habit, a lifestyle, like she says.
Yeah, exactly. And take it slow. Like if you're just starting out, start with a minute, progress to 2, 3, 10, and then start doing it daily. Just set up a time. Like if you're coming from work, maybe 10 minutes of meditation. Before you go home, if you're the kind of person who goes home and screams at everyone, first go home, have your 5 to 10 minutes, sit down, reflect, relax, and then start, talking to people. You find you're more calmer. You're like, okay, it makes you have that critical thinking before you attack, make an argument with yourself before you make an argument with others. So practice.
I am feeling attacked right now, like when I'm leaving after a 2 hour. You guys, I drive for 2 hours and I don't like driving, but like my car is old, it doesn't have AC. So sometimes I reach home and then you find everything like how it's not supposed to be, and you start fighting right away. So I'm going to practice that. As soon as you reach, just fast park and give yourself at least, even if it's 1 minute, I know it will work.
Yeah, exactly. Just let everything play out in the background.
And I think another thing that you could do is, even when you park, don't just get out of the car and then get into the mess. You could just take a few minutes in the car to just first breathe, find yourself before you get out and face the world. I think for me, meditation is my way of dealing with stuff, not running away from my problems, but facing them, acknowledging them, and then finding peace with myself to be able to actually deal with them. I was reading somewhere when we were doing our research, and there's somebody who was saying you have to be careful for people who do meditation. The problem they then find after that is that they become some kind of yes people, that it puts you in such a state that you're then saying, okay, yeah, all right, but yes to just about everything. So I found that very strange, because I find that after I meditate, I make better decisions. So I'm more cautious. It's easier for me to actually say no, because I am in my state of I'm whole. I feel whole. So I feel like the decisions I make are actually decisions for me. So it's easier for me to say no. But if you're the kind of person for whom it then makes you feel like you must say yes to everything because you've been meditating and you're now a good person and I don't know, whatever, please be cautious of that. I get more awake but also I'm calmer in the sense that I'm not just reacting to things. I'm able to step away from them and then make a decision.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Agree.
So do you guys want to add anything? Winnie Nasita says, good stuff, ladies. Oh, guys, can I just make it Kalango? Winnie, so I told you sometime back when you guys were looking at my head gear, the first time I was wearing, right?
Yeah.
The other one, the colored one.
Yeah.
So that was Winnie who sent me that one. She makes these really great things. This is also from her. She's in Bali, but she sent them on the bus. Imagine.
Well, it's
and
beautiful.
During quarantine. So she does really amazing things. So if any of you doesn't want to add anything, I think we can close our show from there. Florence, do you want to check on any of your...
By the way, you can also meditate in a shower, but be careful. Don't want to waste water.
And don't slide and fall.
I'll take up one of our. If Winnie is tuning in, I would want one head wrap, one thinking. I think I would look great.
Amazing. Yeah. So before we close,
you are running away.
I have Kalango. So the news manager at NTV, whom I happen to be looking at, called Josephine Karunji, meditated. And she said, Florence, yes, go ahead and do a story on malaria. So I'll be appearing on your screen next week on Thursday. If I don't appear, please just know that somehow the meditation was reversed. So watch out for my story on malaria and everything, the latest in the malaria world on NTV next week on Thursday. World Mosquito Day, by the way. So guys, thank you. As usual.
Again, I just wanted to say, well, thank you so much. You're constantly doing all of these things for us, even though you're no longer. But I guess when you're NTV, you're sort of always part of the family, so you're constantly sending us stuff.
I won't do stories, but Ori is NTV first. Yeah, but I won't be doing the story anymore.
All right, Florence, you can wrap us up.
All right. Okay, guys. Thank you so much, Digital Farm, for watching. As usual, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We need 100 followers there. I think now we've reached 41. That's amazing. So thank you so much. And bye-bye. See you next weekend. This was our 13th episode. Wow. Is it the end of the season? We're supposed to do 13 for the season. Amazing.
Okay.
Thank you for riding with us for all these episodes, guys. We appreciate you. And bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you next weekend.